Is this thing on? What's up, you sexy b****ers? Welcome to another episode of Dumb Blonde. Today, I have my brother from another mother, Mr. Mathews in the house, baby.
Yes, Matt, period.
I am so happy you're here. I'm
so happy to be
stoked.
here.
Yeah,
I'm so happy.
It's crazy because I didn't really even know who you were until we posted the clip of me cleaning the freaking stalls out at the barn or at the farm, and everybody's tagging Matt. Matt you need to meet Matt. You need to do this. And I'm like, who is Matt? So I go over to your page and we had two different reactions. When I saw you, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to love this man. Like, he's fucking amazing. He's out there talking shit. He's in a robe.
Yeah.
He's busting his husband's balls. Like, I fucking love this man. And then you had a different reaction. What was it?
I thought she was going to be a twat. Like, I was like, I'm not going to like her. She is this pretty, like, beautiful. I thought she is damn sure going to be a and then it goes to show you that you can't judge somebody, you know? And as soon as we connected and we started talking, like, it was just like immediate friendship.
Yeah, for sure.
We just hit it off.
Well, and Kale loves you. Kale Lowry from Teen Mom. You guys know I had Kale on a few years ago. Love Kale. And if Kale loves you, I love you too, because Kale's kind of just like me. We're just like, take it or leave it. This is who we are. And when I saw that you guys had your little moments together online too, I was like, okay, he's cool people.
Yeah.
So
Kale's one of my besties. She's a ride or die, and she's also a twat. So I'm like, it really was all just kind of full circle. She was like, oh, you're gonna love Bunnie. And I was like, okay, if you say I like her, I'll like her. And then we met and I fell in love, and I was like, she's truly the kindest person, and like, that's hard to find.
I love it. You're very sweet.
I ain't lying.
Well, I also fell in love with you when I heard that you hate Bush. I was like, fucking thank God. Like, there's like this trend right now where everybody wants to grow out their bush. And why do we think that's hot? Thigh to thigh, it looks like Jiffy Pop.
Shut up, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up.
I can't. Who wants to dive in that?
No, I don't want to floss my teeth when I'm trying to suck on a tallywhacker. Okay,
I don't want to look for the snake in the grass.
No, hell no.
You know what I'm saying?
I won't do it, and it's not. It ain't sanitary. You know,
it smells like BO.
If I'm trying, to service the Lord's work down there, I don't want. If there's a scent, I'm done.
No, you can't.
I'm done.
You can't do it.
It's over for me.
Nope. So as soon as I heard you didn't like Bush, I was like, this is my partner. Like, this is it. This seals the deal, because I can't do Bush either.
I think what sealed the deal for me is when we were talking about going to award shows, and we were talking about like red carpets and all that. And we were like, we would just be in the corner, just like this is not it. Cause it's too much people in for me.
Ask my team. And I talk about it on the podcast all the time. I hate red carpets. The cameramen are just, love you guys, love our photographers. They just don't know your angles.
No, I'll have 45 pins.
Oh, dude, there's one time I looked like Slimer. Straight up slime. I looked like fucking Slimer. I was like, hey.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how they caught me, like, from the side.
They do you dirty.
Bro.
They really do you dirty.
And they use the picture in every fucking magazine. I'm like, can we not use the one with the 5 chins? Like, what are we doing here? They're hot. There was one award show that we went to. What was it?
Wait, I thought you meant the cameraman. I said, I ain't never seen a hot one. Let me know which awards you was going to, because the ones that I be going to, they not hot.
No, not the cameraman, but the award shows. Like, we went to one in Texas. It was in the fucking summertime.
ACMs this year?
It wasn't this year. It was last year or 2 years ago. 3 years ago?
I was having a heat stroke this year. My whole titties about slapped the hell sweated off.
Try wearing a dress. Your thighs are just moist. Everything from down under is moist. It's terrible. And they had us in like a tent that had no AC in it. Oh, hell no. Like, it was so bad. So yeah, the award shows, I don't like them. I just can't. Too many people, too much energy.
And they yell at you. I'm like, yell at me one more because I'm gonna throw something at you. And I hate feeling like, having to walk around. This sounds first world problems. God damn. Like, I mean, just having to like sit around and wait to do an interview.
Right.
Or like sit around and I'm just like, can we?
It's the old hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I go to support my husband, and I'm thankful to even be there because
Absolutely.
I would have no
It's
reason
an honor,
to be there without my husband. But still, it's a lot. It's a lot to take on, which is why I try not to go to him. And I tell my husband, like this year, I'm like, do we have to go to every freaking
And then you're
show?
sitting and like you feel like a sardine in those seats, and you're squished.
It's like, it's like church. Turn to the person and say hi and tell them that you love them today. And it's like you have to turn to everybody and say hi, and it's just like it's a whole big hullabaloo.
I feel like we should from now on the red carpets. I feel like we'll do our walks, and then we'll just have to have each other for moral support and be like,
I'm totally down. Do it. We could do the interviews together too.
Oh,
I hate the interviews because I'm so bad with like right on the spot, like when they ask you questions, and then it's like I want to cuss and I'm on air, and it's just like, it's a whole nightmare. So we'll just hold each other's hands and do the interviews
Works
together. I can't wait. You want to do some rapid fire questions with me to start this interview off? Yeah. Okay, don't think too much. Just I want what comes to your head.
Okay.
Which farm animal has seen you naked the most?
Oh, the horses.
Do tell.
Yeah. Well, so my barn is right beneath my house.
Okay.
So like I can walk down into the barn from my kitchen.
Yeah.
So, and y'all know I wear a robe that's what I wear. And people really think that I'm being cute. Like, oh, he's just wearing that for views. No, bitch, I don't like clothes.
Right.
Okay. So I sleep naked. So when I wake up, I throw on a robe, and 9 times out of 10, like I am getting up at 6 a.m. to go put horses up before it gets hot and feed them and do all that. So I'm doing all that before I ever have my coffee. So like that's the first thing that I'm doing. So a lot of times I'll just be walking down there just being like, baby, when that thing gets a thing, and just.
Have they ever looked at you sideways?
Oh, they look at me sideways every day. They're like, here comes this bitch again.
Just judgmental as fuck.
Yeah, they are.
What's the biggest lie you've told without getting caught?
Biggest lie I've told without getting caught. I don't know, because my problem is I don't lie. I'm too honest. So I get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Biggest lie I've told.
You can pass if you need to.
Yeah, I really don't know.
Gotcha. Weirdest DM you've ever gotten?
Straight men that are married.
Yeah.
They come to my shows with their wives.
Yeah.
And then they'll DM me after the show like, you want to come over? No, bitch. I don't. Or they'll send me pictures of their pecker.
By themselves or like with their wives?
Yeah, both.
Really?
I'm like, first of all, you think I'm about to fuck you? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Okay. Second of all.
What if it was somebody really hot though?
I mean, okay.
Are you and your husband open? Or
No. So, okay. But here's the tea on that though. Yeah. Okay. So I was in a throuple at one point. It didn't last very long.
Yeah.
I'd never done that before.
I've done a throuple before.
And you have done it before?
I have.
Did it? Oh, well, obviously it didn't work. No. But it was very weird to me. So my husband is very much not jealous. Like
That's how my husband is.
He's like, if you wanted to go, you could. Like he doesn't care.
Okay.
I cannot think like that. Yeah. I think more like a girl. Right. My husband's very much a straight man.
Yeah.
Like he just likes tallywhacker. You know. So. I just
when he says tallywhacker, I think of a jar of pickles.
I know. I'm like, I don't know why I say that.
I say tallywhacker. So when I think of it though, I just think of like a jar of pickles.
So it's very strange to me how he can think that way and not. I mean, like truly, he could be like, "You're on tour. A hot guy messages you." Okay, go
That's
have
how
fun.
my husband is, and it took me the longest time because I'm like you. For the longest time, I got so offended, and I was like, "Why are you not jealous? Why are you not fighting for me?" But then I realized that that's not what love is. Love is freedom, you know. And like, yes, okay, if a man tells you to go sleep with somebody else, nobody wants to hear that from their significant other. So I think that they could have other ways of saying it, but I also think that maybe that's their way of not getting hurt too.
Well, I think for him we had a deep conversation about it. I was like, how are you okay with that? And he said, we've been together for 11 years. He said, I know how much you adore me. I know how much you love me. I know how much I love you. He was like, and I know that you are never going to go sleep with somebody and not come home. Right. And I'm like, well, number one, I've never done it. Like, cause I just can't. Not that I don't like a little tallywhacker every once in a while, but
a little strange.
To me, I'm like, nobody's going to do it as good as he does. He's had 10 years of practice, you know? But it's very weird to me. So he would absolutely be okay with it if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like, how am I going to go do that? And then somebody not post all over the internet that they fucked Matt
Exactly.
Mathews.
And that's what I've told my husband too. I'm like, how am I supposed to just find, which I don't want to go sleep with random men either, because one, I have OCD, and two, people's energy freaks me out. And it's like, I don't want your energy inside of me. I don't know you. I don't, like.
It's not possible. But I mean.
Have you guys ever had problems?
No, and he wants to. He wants to so bad, but I'm like, I'm terrified because I will spiral. What if they're hotter than me?
No, you're so handsome.
Then, or like, what if they're not hotter than me? Then like, what am I? Like, I'm like, this is not Build-A-Bear. Like, what are we doing? So he would love it. And like, he would be all about, again, very typical man, very typical man. Yes. And I am just like, so that's kind of how the whole like throuple thing started.
One more question. Who's messier, you, your husband, or the goats?
The goats.
The goats?
They stank. Oh my God. Y'all don't have goats, right?
I refuse.
Don't do it.
I refuse.
It's a trap. A billy goat will piss in his beard to attract the females.
How does he reach?
You ain't never seen one of them things?
No.
Girl, they like this long.
No.
And they suck their own tallywhackers.
Oh God.
And then he pisses in his beard and it stinks. Oh, it's I'm about to throw up.
What's wrong with that dude?
It's atrocious.
That sounds like my bull. My bull was getting really funny and he was like chairs. Like, it was crazy.
Oh no, we can't. No.
He tried to mount a chair last night while I was on it. And then I woke up this morning and he took all my chairs and just threw them everywhere. Like, he had a fucking night last night.
See?
It's crazy how farm animals have personalities.
They're
right?
wild.
No,
they are wild.
But they're like little souls that really are like, they're like fucking just little humans, like that can't speak. It's crazy. It's wild. Moving on, you talk very openly about your childhood, and you actually wrote a book in 2019, a memoir called Uncovered: The Naked Truth of Life, Love, and Addiction.
Damn, you do your homework before these.
That's right, baby. That's what I'm here for. And, we talked a little bit about your sisters and I believe your brother in the beginning of the podcast. And, can you take me on that journey of growing up and in a family with addiction and just how you made it through that?
Yeah. I think every family has their demons and their battles. And mine was, I grew up in government housing with an alcoholic mom. And we lived in the projects of Bessemer, Alabama. And I always tell people, I'm like, if you have never heard of Bessemer, all you got to do is watch the first 48 because we're on every episode.
Literally, Alabama is, so not to cut you off, but fine. I'm from Vegas and I grew up on the east side of Vegas, which is pretty ghetto. Our ghettos on the West Coast do not come close to comparing to the ghettos that are in the country. It is a whole different vibe.
And Bessemer was actually voted #1 crime rated city in the country.
Yeah.
So like, it's a really bad area. And, but to me, I mean, like, that's my home. You know what I mean? I don't give a, I ain't scared. I walk around Bessemer like, that's big Bessemer. It don't bother me. But I lived in government housing with my mom, and I was the only white gay kid in the neighborhood. So life was.
Did you always know that you were gay?
Oh yeah, I wanted to Uncle Jesse in the 4th grade. Like from Full House. Ooh, baby.
Yeah.
Ooh,
John Stamos was fine though.
He's still fine.
Yeah.
I would fuck the dust off that old man. I'm telling you.
He's like 4'11", isn't he?
Don't tell me that.
No, he's like
no.
Yeah.
No. You just broke my heart. Somebody Google that.
Give it a Google.
He can't be 4'11".
No, listen, Google lies though, but he's definitely 5'2". I'm not lying. No, he's
6
not.
foot. He's gotta be.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
I just almost stood up a little bit.
He is not.
I have wanted to fuck for 25 years.
Search more. He is not 6 foot.
Okay, I'm friends with Josh. Do you know Josh Peck from Drake and Josh?
No, I don't. Do we know Josh Peck?
Okay, so Josh Peck, I'm friends with him, and him and John did a show together.
Yeah.
And
should we call Josh and ask him how tall he is?
I have to call Josh and be like,
call Josh right now and ask him how tall John is, because I'm willing. Yeah, we're calling in a lifeline because I have heard from other people who have met him that he is very short.
I don't know if he's going to answer or not, but we're going to call him.
He does wear lifts. I heard he wears lifts.
Stop.
Rebecca Romaine Stamos is the one that said that.
Hi.
Hi.
This is the most random question for you ever. I'm in the middle of filming a podcast with Bunnie, and I was talking about I wanted to Stamos when I was in the 4th grade, and she said that he's 4'11". Is he really that short?
No, he's properly tall, like 6 feet.
See,
Wow.
properly tall. Wow, that's what we needed to know.
Tall.
Thank you, Josh. I love you.
Thank you, Josh.
I hope it happens between you and John. I can help.
You're so good to me. Bye.
That's crazy because Rebecca Romaine Stamos, I thought, went on like this whole spree when they got a divorce, talking about how short he was and how he wears lips.
He's properly 6 foot tall.
There you go. How tall are you?
5'11".
There you go.
Just like I like him just a smidge taller. Actually, I like him 6'5". You know, I want to be able to climb him like a tree.
How tall is your husband?
6 foot.
Is he 6 foot? Yeah.
Yeah. He's just.
Would you guys be willing to bring John Stamos in as a third?
Yeah, well, absolutely.
John, we need to make this happen.
I'm here, baby.
So you knew ever since that you were a little boy that you loved men.
That's the thing too. Like I've never been attracted to a woman.
Right.
Like never sexually, like in my whole life. Like even as a young kid, like I've never been. And I tell people all the time when they're like, oh, when did you decide to be gay? Or when did you know that it was a choice? And I'm like, it's not a choice. And people don't understand that. And I say to that, I'm like, a straight person. When did you choose to be straight? And they're like, I didn't. I just was. And I was like, exactly. So if you didn't choose to be straight, what makes you think that I had the fucking great decision to choose my sexuality?
Right.
Like
that's why I always say, when did you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And so I knew very young, like I never once have I ever been attracted to a woman. Like I can obviously, like I think you're stunning. You know what I mean? And I can think that a woman's beautiful, but I'm not attracted to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I've always, even as a very young kid, I've always been, and my sister's a lesbian. So like clearly, you know, like this shit is there.
It's in the DNA.
Yeah, for sure. And so my mom was an alcoholic. You know, she really struggled with alcoholism. That was her drug of choice, and prescription drugs. Like that was her vice. My brother and sister were both addicts as well. I didn't really have a great relationship with my brother growing up. We never really got along. I remember as a young kid, like he was the type that he was always very hard into drugs.
What's the age difference between you
11
guys?
years.
Oh,
so
wow.
they're twins.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
So they're 11 years older than me. And like I remember as a kid, I would get like a bicycle or something for Christmas and he would take it and pawn it for drug money.
Yeah.
And it's really weird because I was very close to my sister. I adored her. I thought she walked on water. Like, I mean, I remember I would go stay with my grandmother in South Carolina for the summer and I wouldn't leave the house because I thought my sister was going to call. You know what I mean? Like I was we were like this.
Was she kind of like your mother figure?
I mean, kind of, yeah. Like we were very, very close. I would go stay with her all the time. I mean, we were very, very close. And then as I got older, I saw her addiction as well. She was better at hiding it.
Right.
And I saw now I call her my birth mother. So our birth mom died in 2007 to her addiction. My dad has been a car salesman for 30 years. So he didn't get custody of me until I was 9 years old. So
dad was never in the picture.
not when I lived. I mean, he was. I would see him on the weekends.
Okay.
But my mom had custody of me and I lived with her until I was 9.
Okay.
And then as I got older, I saw the addiction with my sister and I was like, I can't be a part of it. So I had to cut both of them off. I haven't had contact with them in years. My birth mom died in 2007 from, she did get sober from alcohol. She went to AA the last year of her life. And she got sober from that, but she was still abusing prescription drugs and she mixed 2 drugs that weren't supposed to be mixed together died in her sleep in 2007. And then my dad got custody of. My dad had already had custody of me at this point. He got custody of me when I was 9, and then he remarried. So he remarried the woman that I called mom. So like this woman was absolutely everything to me. Aww. She she raised me from 9 on. She had horses, so that's where I've always been obsessed with horses, but I never had the opportunity to have horses or ride horses or anything like that. And so she had horses, and I thought she was everything, so she taught me how to ride horses and she was a CRNA, so she put people to sleep for surgery, so she was really smart, and like her family like embraced me and they became because I didn't have much of a family. And they embraced me and they became my family and they loved me. And then I still didn't have any real relationship with my brother and sister after that. And then she passed away in 2015. No. So I lost my biological mom, and then I lost her in 2015. So that really kind of, just kind of showed me like the things that in life that are really important, right? So it really it gave me a great relationship with my dad. We didn't have a great relationship growing up. We fought a lot. We didn't see eye to eye. I moved from government housing with an alcoholic mom to a trailer park with a Marine dad, and I thought that life was going to be so much better. Baby, it wasn't no better. No. It was worse. It was worse.
That's very traumatic too, because you're going from one extreme, one fire into another, and that's Marines are very known to be very abusive.
Yeah, and he was never physically abusive,
right?
As he was more verbally abusive. Like he just, and it wasn't that he was really verbally abusive. He just had no patience. So like, he would just yell at me, or like, it was just very like, we just never got along. So we spent most of our time apart. I remember when he and my mom and him split before she moved to Tennessee and got remarried, and that's when she passed away. But I remember in high school, when they split when I was probably 16. And so, she had moved to her own place, and I was still in high school, and I still lived with him. And I think he's a lot of the reason why I am the way that I am today and successful, because he would say, here's $100. This is for your grocery money this week. And he would go to the bars, and he would, hang out. He would go to his girlfriend's house and spend the night with his girlfriend. So I'm 16 years old, living on my own.
Figure it out.
In this house. And at the time, I hated him, But now I look back and I'm like, I'm thankful for how he raised me that way, because now I'm good with money.
Yeah.
And I'm able to, I'm able to stand on my own 2 feet because of how he raised me. And I'm very open that we didn't have a good relationship growing up. And we fought and we butted heads, and it wasn't good, but now he's my best friend. And it was really when I came out, and I was, I came out when I was 19. Bitch, come on now.
Yeah.
You knew. Yeah. You knew when I was playing with Little Mermaid Barbie dolls. Yeah. Like, you knew that
Were you scared to come out to him?
Yeah, I was terrified because I thought that he was going to write me off, and I didn't have any family. Right. Like he was really the only family that I had. Like besides, I did have my mom's family.
Did your sister know that you were gay?
Yeah, my sister always knew.
Okay.
Because she was a lesbian too. Right. She was looking on carpet, so she knew. Like
hopefully not Bush.
Yeah, probably the Bush. But I mean, she always knew. Like she never really said anything or made a big deal out of it. And it's funny because now my aunt is the one that she kind of came out for me. She's my mom, not my biological mom, my mom's sister.
Right.
She became my best friend.
I love chosen family.
Yes.
Because I have chosen family.
Yeah. And she became my best friend. And I remember I was laying in the bed with her one night, and she was on the phone with my mom, and she was like, we got to find Matt a boyfriend. And I was like, what? She was like, we got to find Matt a boyfriend. And I was like, What'd you talk about? And I would tell her like and I was like, I got a date. And she was like, is it with a girl or is it with a boy? And I'm like, mind your business, So
But how amazing to feel seen in that moment.
Absolutely. And they were very much like, you are who you are, you love who you love, you got to be who you got to be. So they were such a like strong, like solid ground and foundation for me, because they allowed me to be who I was.
Did anybody at school know? Were you out at school?
I never really came out at school. Obviously, people knew I was gay. Like it's not the biggest secret in the world. Like I always say, like I'm not the like the most flamboyant. Like I don't wear makeup or like shopping and stuff like that. I'm not that gay. Yeah. But obviously, you can tell that I'm gay.
Not that gay.
Like there's levels of gayness, right? I don't get my nails done. Like I live on a farm, and but there's definitely my husband is the type of man you wouldn't know he's gay if you met him.
Right.
Like you would never know.
Yeah.
Well, me, you're like, oh, he's gay as hell.
Yeah.
So I was definitely picked on in school, not because people knew not because I was openly out, because I was so terrified of that, but because people knew. So like people would ask, they would call me, they would call me faggot or like, whatever. They would like the jocks. Like if I ever went to a football game, they would like, I remember one night I was at a football game and one of the guys like threw a football at me, and like I had caught it, and he came up to me, he's like, hey, are you gay? You know, and they would do stuff like that. The thing about me was I grew up in the projects, you know, and I was the only white gay kid there. So like you had to stand up for yourself. You know, I always tell people like you couldn't live in the projects and be this fabulous without knowing how to swing on a hoe.
I was gonna say, can you throw paws?
Yeah, so I can hold my own. Yeah. You know, like I'll bust a need to. And so I never let people walk all over me. Like you might try to pick on me, but you wasn't gonna lay your hands on me because I'd scrub the ground with your ass.
Right,
you know?
right. Yeah.
And so I never was like beat up or put in lockers because I would clown on you and I would like cuss you out.
Did you always have your sassy sense of humor?
Oh yeah.
Ever since childhood?
I always used to get put out of class in school because of my mouth. And it's so funny to me because I'm like, now I get paid for it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I got something stuck on my foot over here. My whole life's falling apart over here. So you were pretty much like the class clown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't...
But it's because you came from such dark beginnings that if you don't learn to laugh and have some sort of fucking humor, it's going to eat you alive. Yeah, it's going to swallow you.
And I think that is the best comedians out there are the ones that come from trauma, you know? And I tell people all the time that, you know, I realized the reason that I'm successful is because I saw my mom and I remember one night we lived in the projects and we were laying in bed one night and I just heard people arguing like we had a 1-bedroom apartment. So we slept in the same room and, like outside of our window was right out to like the staircase that went down to the next level. And I heard these people fighting outside and it was 2 guys and a girl and they were fighting and then they started shooting each other.
Jeez.
And my mom opened the window and she puts her head out the window and she's like, I got a baby trying to sleep in here. My mama was a thug. Like, I mean, long red fingernails, wore gold rings on every finger, gold chain necklaces, and she would fight. She beat up my 4th grade teacher in a parent-teacher conference.
Over what? Over what?
Because I was pretending to smoke a cigarette with a Cheeto, and I didn't want to get in trouble, so I lied to my mom. I was like, I didn't do that. So my mom like believed everything I told her. And I still have the planner. I just posted a YouTube video of it where her and my mom are like arguing back and forth in my planner. And my mom's like, Matt did not pretend to smoke a cigarette with a Cheeto and did not deserve to be put on red because I got put on red that day.
Yeah.
And my teacher wrote back and she was like, yes, he did. He admitted it. Blah, 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 blah. She was like, I want to have a parent-teacher conference. And my mom was like, that's fine. Bet, you know? So we get to the conference and I'm in the back of the room crying. And my mom's there with a white wife beater tank top, her fake Louis Vuitton purse, like all of her gold rings, her nails. And she went to say something and my teacher put her finger in her face.
Oh.
She was like, shh, now I see where Matt gets his disrespect from. And my mom stood up and she put her purse on the ground and she grabbed her by the back of her head and she pulled her over the chair and she starts beating the shit out of her. And my mom would fight. Like, she would fight anybody.
Yeah, and this is before people called the cops on people.
I mean, she did go to jail. Yeah, but, and then she beat the shit out of a Walmart greeter one time because the lady asked to see the receipt for the rug that she just stole. I mean, it was just like...
I kind of love mom.
She was crazy as hell. And it's funny because growing up, I hated her. Because of just her addiction.
Right.
And now as I look back at her, I'm like, man, she loved me so fiercely. Aww. She did. She just had so many demons and she didn't have anybody to help her. You know, she didn't know how to battle those demons and how to succeed and win.
Yeah.
But now I look back and I'm like, man, she did the best she knew how, you know, and she loved me so much, but she just didn't know how to be a mom really, you know, and that's what ultimately, you know, her addiction won. And that's why I'm so like open about mental health and addiction because people don't realize how strong that stronghold that it has on people. It's such a thing that it's swept under the rug.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
had she had help, had she had somebody to, you know, walk her through
her trauma,
and she had a lot of trauma. Mm-hmm. So it's like she didn't have good relationships with her parents. And so it's like, had she had someone to help her, things could have been totally different for her.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy as we get older that we can see our parents through that lens? Because I grew up hating my entire family so much that I got to spend the last years of each one of my parents' life. I left home at 14. And I got to forgive them for the childhood that I had. And then when I saw just how sad and unhealed they were, it was almost like I was like, it like freed up my heart.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, you know what?
You can't be angry anymore.
Yeah. It's like you become their parent in a way. And you're just kind of like, man, you know, like you were put here on this earth to teach me this lesson. And to be able to look at it through the lens that you're looking at it is super beautiful.
Well, and the crazy thing to me is I don't regret a single minute of it, because maybe if I had a cooker cut, damn, I just had a stroke. Cookie cutter. God damn. Am I slow? If I had a cookie cutter life, I probably wouldn't be the person I am. You know, I probably wouldn't be successful. Like I would probably be just like my siblings.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Because my little sister got to live, and I very rarely talk about my little sister because I still try to protect her. But she got to live the childhood that I never got, with both parents together, going to prom, my dad taking her to prom, never having chores and like being abused the way I was. And she's a mess. She's a drug addict. She's not okay.
I think when you see what it can do to a person and how it can ruin their lives and take everything from them, you know, that was my thing. Was I made a promise to myself the night that my mom stuck her head out that window and yelled at the people shooting each other. I thought, this is the night that we're going to die. I thought that. And I remember thinking, I will not be like the rest of my family. I will not have this for myself. I will never live like this. And I promised myself that if I ever have to ask somebody for money, if I ever have to ask somebody for anything, I don't want it. And
hyper independence is a trauma response.
It's a trauma response. Yeah. And now another trauma response that we've been talking about is, so there's actually something, I don't know the name, bitch, I can't even say cookie, but
cookie cutter.
But it's a trauma response of so scared of being poor again.
Yes.
You know, and that is something that I struggle with every day. Is now I make good money, I make a good living, I work my ass off, and I'm so terrified of being poor again because of that trauma.
Yeah. No, I don't know what it's called either, but you and I have bonded over that. I feel the same exact way. Like I will stuff. It took my husband literally and was like, you need to get an accountant. Like you need a bookkeeper. It took me so long to let somebody into my money because I was just like, you know, just held it so close to my chest. And being in this business, you have to have somebody that's managing your money because you can't do it yourself.
I got in so much trouble because I would have all of the money that I made in my bank account.
Me too.
Like, I mean, I'd have all of that money in one account. Yeah. And when I hired my business manager, he was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Same. And they put it in like 5 different accounts.
Yeah. And he's like, you do realize that the bank can only guarantee you like $275,000. And I'm like, well, what about all this money? He's like, you're fucked if something happened to the bank. I'm like, oh.
Yep.
You know, like,
they don't teach you that.
They don't teach you that in school.
They should teach you that. And I feel like they should teach you a credit class. They should teach you a fucking like home, like he's over here sawing logs, dude. They should teach you like how to like run your business in school. You shouldn't have to go to college and take
I learned nothing in school.
Yeah,
nothing.
Me either.
Like, I mean,
I learned division. Multiplication that I don't use for anything.
That we don't use. It is absolutely insane to me that I'm like, what was even the point?
Yeah, no, for sure. Moving on real quick though, I want to talk to you. It says that you started nursing school before trading your scrubs for a camera, and you bought that camera with your graduation money.
Yeah.
Take me on that journey because you ended up building an empire doing something that is very unlikely. I did not see this.
Yeah, you didn't know that. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah, I did not see this coming.
Yeah, so when I was 17, I got a job at Walmart Portrait Studios. I co-opted in school, which means I got to leave school early to go to work. So I had to have a job. And I applied at Walmart Portrait Studios, you know, like clicking a little thing and taking pictures of people, like Sears.
How
you know?
Fun, though.
And as a 17-year-old making $8.50 an hour, like they close at 6 o'clock. You don't have to work Sundays. Like I was like, this is everything. Because all my friends were waiting tables.
That's a moment in time, too, because they don't do that shit
They don't do it anymore. Yeah. And so I started to do that. And again, I told you my mom, not my biological mom, but my mom was a nurse anesthetist. So she put people to sleep for surgeries. So I saw how successful she was. And I saw like the life that she had. And I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I always wanted to be an entertainer. But I always wanted to do music. I always wanted to entertain, but I never pursued that. Because I didn't think.
Did you sing as a child?
Yeah. Okay. So I always sang. I sang in the talent shows and like, I remember my dad used to take me to this redneck bar every Tuesday, and I would sing karaoke.
I love the bonding.
Yeah, a bar.
Yeah, that's my husband. His dad used to take him to bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he would take me to a bar every Tuesday night and I would sing karaoke. And it became like this thing. And people started to come to the bar on Tuesdays to hear me sing. And I remember my little gay ass was up there singing Martina McBride.
Aww.
You know, Broken Wing.
That's a hard one.
Yeah. And
Can you sing it?
I mean, probably not now, but I mean, and then,
you know, I'm going to put you on a spot.
At that point, I could sing, you know,
Yeah.
and I remember I went to a talent show.
He said, not now.
I mean, I still got a little chops, but I was just so terrified, you know, like I didn't know, like I never took vocal lessons. I was just singing, you know.
You taught yourself, self-taught.
Yeah. And my dad took me every Tuesday and it was just a thing and we just loved it. And I would sing those songs because that's what my mom listened to, you know. And so what was we talking about?
We were talking about taking the pictures too.
Taking the pictures. So I got a job at Walmart and I knew that I always wanted to do music or I wanted to do entertainment. And I was too scared to pursue that because I thought that was way too out of the possibilities of things that were going to happen for me. That I'm not in an area where I'll ever get to do anything in that space. But I've always been like this outlandish personality. I've always been goofy. I've always been musical. I taught myself how to play guitar. I taught myself how to play piano, like all of these things. And so I got that job and I just really enjoyed it. And so when I graduated high school, I took all the graduation money and I went to Sam's Club and I bought a Canon Rebel kit, like the kit, lens, the cameras and everything. And I just started doing photography and I wasn't good at it at first, obviously, but I got really good. And I started doing weddings and I was a wedding photographer for several years. And
what's one of the craziest weddings that you've had, like a crazy wedding story?
A mom and a bride got in a fist fight during their getting ready photos. And I was like,
the actual mother?
Yes. She was beating the shit out of her. Weave flying everywhere. I was like, oh shit, Weavy Wonder done come through. I was like, this ain't it. And I was like, y'all can run me my check.
Yeah.
Because I don't get paid enough for this. So I remember I was like, this is not for me. You know, like I don't want to do this anymore. I'm in the South where every weekend I'm in the heat, like dying of heat stroke. And I had a bride ask me to take pictures of her in lingerie. And I was like, bitch, I don't know how to do that. Like, are you, what? But I did. And they became like they were the most beautiful photos. And I was like, okay. She was like, I feel so pretty. And I was like, oh, okay. And she got a big picture of one of the photos printed and put in her bedroom. And I was like, okay. So I started doing boudoir photography. And I did that and it started really blowing up and like really doing really, really well for me. And so I quit weddings.
Did it blow up from word of mouth or like were you online?
Yeah, this was well before I like got into, you know, TikTok or like this is like 2015 era, 2014, 2015. So my husband and I bought our first house in 2015 and it had this 300 square foot room on the back and I made it a studio. And I started my boudoir business there. I had nothing but a bed and I hung a chandelier over the bed and I had a little white couch.
Chandelier makes everything look better.
Everything.
I will add a chandelier to every room in my house if I can.
Yep. And it just, I never grew up loving my body. You know, I was always very self-conscious. I would swim with a shirt on, you know, like
you have a great figure.
But I was always a chunky kid, you know? Okay. And even though I'm smaller now, like I ain't got no abs, right? And like that's what I never loved my body. Yeah. Always very critical of myself. Didn't love what I saw in the mirror. And so I started photographing women and showing them how beautiful they were. And they were in lingerie and they were in sheets and it was like kind of taboo at the time, but it blew up. And people were like, I've never felt so beautiful. Like you just showed me a side that I've never seen before.
Is it true that you gave your mom a boudoir shoot? Yeah. Mm-hmm. How fun was
So
that?
in 2014 for her birthday, I was like, Mom, she never loved her body. So I was like, let me photograph you. And I photographed a boudoir session for her. And she was like, I've never felt so beautiful. And after that, it lit a fire in me. And I just started doing boudoir full time. I got really, really good. I started teaching workshops. I started speaking at conventions. And it just like blew up. It was absolutely insane.
I want to see some of your work.
Yeah, I'll show you.
I would love that. And that's because I love boudoir.
Yeah,
that's that's how I got here. I was an Instagram thought.
Okay, so you know what's so funny? I've seen like the photos of you, and I'm like, when I was like, If I could have photographed her when I was a boudoir photographer.
Yeah. That would have been, dude, we would have made magic.
Wait.
We could do it.
Wait, what if I came out of retirement?
I'll come out of retirement to let you shoot me.
What if we come out of retirement together?
Let's do it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, of
course. Would be, we'd break the internet.
Dude, I'm ready.
So that's what happened for me on TikTok was I started showing me photographing clients on TikTok.
Okay.
I posted a video and it got 17 million views.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was me like picking a client's hips up. And I was like, we did this pose called the titty crusher.
Yeah.
And I'd have them lay completely flat on the ground. And then I would like have to help them walk their knees up underneath them and put their butt in the air.
Oh yeah, I do that pose all the time.
Yeah. And like stagger their feet.
That's the Carmen Electra pose.
And, I remember this video. Oh, did you see it? Yeah.
Pull it up. Can we pull it up? Yeah. Let's pull it up and see it really quick.
And it got like 17 million views.
Yeah.
And it like went crazy.
So was that your first viral video?
Yeah, that was my very first viral video.
That's your first taste of virality, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I was booking so much and I was making a ton of money. I opened my first studio downtown. Like it was insane. And it was incredible. You know, I mean, people were coming, other photographers were coming to learn from me. And it was just,
it probably gave you such a purpose though, because not only are you making these women feel beautiful, but you're also creating art and you're like, I don't know, you're just like in charge. It's your business. Like, it's got to be so fulfilling.
Absolutely. And I felt so good making people feel so good. That was like the big thing to me.
Yeah.
I remember I had a client come in and she had a double mastectomy and I photographed her and like before her reconstruction, and she was like, "Oh my God, I'm beautiful."
Aww.
And I'm like, "Yeah, you are." You know, like seeing them come in, being so timid, not loving their body, not feeling comfortable, and seeing them walk out with their head high was just like, oh man, it gives me chills to think about it because like I love that part of my life.
Yeah.
Like I love that journey still.
Would you ever like once all of this, you know, the touring and the music and all that comes to an end, would you ever like think of like maybe just redoing it and like your retirement years?
We still have my boudoir business and my associate Brianna, who's been with me for 8 years. She still photographs clients.
Oh, wow.
And it's still under my name. It's still my studio. And you know, her work looks identical to mine. And so she still shoots. So like we still have that business and it's amazing. And I was like, we worked so hard to build that. I was like, just because I'm touring and doing all the things now, we're not letting that go. So it was just really, it was a really cool thing. But deep down, there was something missing.
Right.
You know, and I was like, I wanna be on stage, you know, like I wanted to sing. And but I still never pursued that. And what started to happen for me was TikTok started deleting my videos.
Because of the boudoir.
Yeah.
They just did another community upline update.
Oh
today.
yeah, I saw.
Yeah. I'm like,
well, and they had started deleting everything that I was posting.
Yeah.
For community guidelines and adult nudity, even though nobody was ever nude. And so I was like, I had built a following of like 2 million at that point, and I was like, I don't want to lose my account. You know, like what do I do?
Yeah.
So I quit posting. So from then I pivoted and I started doing how to take sexy selfies. So I'd be like, put your phone up, put it on a video, and I would show them how to pose. And I'd be like, now screenshot that hoe and send it out, you know? And then that started blowing up. And everybody was like, oh my God, your personality.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, okay, well, they're going to delete everything I'm posting, so I'll pivot again. So I pivoted to start showing my personal life, which was my farm.
that's how we are as hustlers coming up from the backgrounds that we did is like, you're always going to figure out a
I'll
way.
figure it out. Yeah, absolutely. So I was like, okay, so where do we go now? So I was like, all right, so I'll pivot to farm. I'll start showing my farm and my ridiculous life of I'm out in this robe every day cussing these chickens out. I'll start showing it to people.
Was this during COVID?
During COVID.
Okay, yeah.
The first, and I remember like the first video it got
13 million.
13 million views. And I gained over 500,000 followers overnight. And I was like, the fuck?
The crazy thing is like you had never hit my FYP until people started tagging you, and now your shit is all over my fucking FYP. Like it is, I can't scroll without seeing something from you or somebody tagging you in something, or like it's crazy how much people just love you.
Well, they love you just as much. So.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, they love to hate me and they hate to love me.
Well, same. I mean, I think that's anybody that's in the industry, you know, like especially when somebody you don't know, that somebody's that's successful.
Yeah,
you know, like
absolutely.
if somebody has success, people always want to shit on that.
Yeah, it's always the ones who I would never trade lives with that have bad things to say. There is so much more love than there is hate.
Yes. Yeah. And it's just a really cool feeling. And I remember seeing comments of people saying, you made me smile. You made me laugh when I haven't laughed in weeks.
Yeah.
You brightened my day. And then again, same feeling as Boudoir. I was like, that made me feel good, that I made somebody feel good. And so everybody was like, Matt, you have to do comedy. You have to do comedy. You have to be a comedian. I'd never watched comedy. I'd never watched stand up. It was never something that I wanted to do. Like I wanted to do music.
Right.
But I was like, I'm never going to pursue music. It's never going to be something that I do.
Why did you think that you just couldn't do it?
I just didn't think I was good enough.
Right.
So I was like, this is the next best thing.
Right.
I'll be on stage. I'll be performing. And I'm doing something that's easy for me, which is making people laugh.
Right.
So
being a stand-up comedian is not easy.
Oh, but it is hard. It is hard. You know?
It's fucking, you got to command I think that's harder than singing.
Oh, 100%.
You have to like really wow a crowd with your fucking humor. And if a fucking joke doesn't land, that's your neck.
Yes. But what's so funny to me is it's the easiest thing I've ever done.
Aww.
I can get on a stage in front of thousands of people that I don't know and make them laugh. And for me, it's all about, we all struggle with something. Yeah. And to make somebody come into a room and to sit down in a room with thousands of people that you don't know and watch this ridiculous man on stage tell you stories and forget about the bullshit outside for 90 minutes of your day, that's what it's about for me.
Yes.
And so I decided to try stand-up. And at this point, I'd already had pretty decent following online and from my boudoir videos and from my farm chores. So I decided to give it a shot. And the very first show that I ever did, it sold out in 2 minutes.
Wow.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I've never done this. I never opened.
I was going to say, you didn't practice?
No, never opened mics, never. I opened for the comedy club in my hometown. They were like, hey, let's have you come in. You can open up for 2 comics. I had 5 minutes for the first one. I had 10 minutes for the second one. That's all I'd ever done.
Wow.
And then I did my own show and sold it out. And I was like, what the fuck am I going to do?
Wow.
I didn't know. So I got up there and just started running my mouth. And they
didn't have anything planned?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Wow.
Because
that's balls.
When I opened, it was horrible. Because I had like memorized this fucking Easter speech, you know, like it wasn't good because I had like this monologue that I memorized.
Right.
And then I was like, fuck this. I'm just going to say whatever comes to my mind. And I will never forget, like I had a lady like, this is the first time I'd ever done this, mind you.
Yeah.
And I'd never watched stand up. So I didn't really know what to do. But I remember this lady had this big blonde hair and it was like huge. And she got up in the middle of the show, went to the bathroom. And I said, Teresa Caputo, where the fuck are you going? And I just remember everybody like falling out of their chairs. And I was like, ooh, I got them, you know? And that's really kind of when like the crowd work kind of was really flowing, you know?
I've seen your crowd work. It's f***ing hilarious.
And the comedy club guy, he was like, you've been doing this for 20 years. He was like, we're going to give you another show in our big room. It holds 420 people. And it sold out in a minute.
Wow.
And I was like, what in the hell? So I signed with an independent agent and I started my first tour. Sold over 150,000 tickets on my very first tour, never doing stand-up.
Wow.
Which was insane to me.
That's amazing.
It was such a blessing.
But that's a testament of who you are and how you make people feel.
And that was the biggest thing, you know, like and still to this day, I go read reviews because I'm like, I shouldn't, you know, because like, I know not everybody's going to like me.
We're all self-sacrificing in that way.
Yeah.
We want to know what people are thinking.
And it's not because I go do that or read those things because I want to see what people are saying negatively or they think that I'm the best out there. But is there anything I should work on? You know,
exactly.
Is there something that I'm doing that people don't like?
Constructive criticism.
You know? And I did that. I signed with my first big agency and signed my first deal with Live Nation for my second tour. then it just kept going. I just left my other agency and went to WME.
I'm so happy you're with us. Welcome to WME, baby.
Yeah.
I was so happy to see
really
that
cool.
announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really excited for you.
It's still crazy to me that I came from a trailer park. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think that's the coolest part.
I literally brought my best friend and her mom here to live with me in Nashville that let me move into their trailer when I was 14 years old because I just love them so much and they're my chosen family. Mm-hmm. And now that I've made it, I want them to make it too. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I think when we get to a certain point of where we're at, now it's just about giving back. And that's what you're doing. And that's why it keeps coming back to you tenfold because you're making people feel good. And even if you're calling somebody Teresa Caputo, they're fucking laughing, because it's fucking funny and it's feel good.
And that's the thing too, is like, I'm roasting the out of these people at my shows.
Yeah.
Right. But to me, it's weird. And I'm very offensive in my shows. Yeah. I say things that people normally aren't going to say. Mm-hmm. I make fun of special needs people. I make fun of regular people. I make fun of black people. I make fun of white people. I make fun of gay people. I make fun of everybody because I feel like we're in such a dark world.
Yes.
And everybody's so offended about everything. That if we can't laugh about it, then what do we do?
Yeah.
We cry about it.
Cry,
so I'm like, let's laugh about it and realize that we don't have to be so offended about everything.
Absolutely.
And we can laugh about things and we can be united and we can realize that like, it's not that deep.
When you're not laughing, what's a bad day for Matt?
A bad day for me?
Yeah, like how do you handle it? Because I know not everything's roses and butterflies.
No, of course not. I think this, and again, I say this, like, I hate even saying it because I feel such like a little bitch saying this because I'm successful and I've made my dreams come true and I've done the things.
That doesn't mean that you don't have feelings.
But people would die to be in this spot, right?
Of course.
And the hardest part for me is being lonely. You know what I mean? Because like I don't have a lot of friends and people think, I'm this big extrovert and I just like, I'm the life of the party and I go and do all, and I'm not, like, and I don't have a lot of friends. Like, I think that's the hardest thing for me is I will get really lonely. And there was a day that I realized I was off tour and I realized that my phone didn't ring all day unless it was an agent or a manager.
Somebody needing something from you.
And I was like, that really sucks. And like, that was really hard. That was a hard pill for me to swallow. My biological mom's dead. My mom's dead. I have my husband who's my best friend. He really is my rock, and like we have the best relationship. I have a great relationship with my dad, but that's really all I have, and I don't have, I have Kale and now I have you.
You have me.
And,
text
but
me
it's
anytime. I will always text back even if it's later.
And you and I have had this discussion of like, don't think I'm not showing up on a random day and we're having a fucking pajama party.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like Kale lives in Delaware.
Yeah. Which Kale, who the
fuck lives in Delaware?
Lives in Delaware.
Yeah, like the 2 or 3 good. My best friend Fallon lives in Texas. So it's like the 2 or 3 really close friends that I have aren't near me.
Yeah.
So it's like it's really that part's lonely. Like the industry is lonely. Yeah, we're living our dreams, but it's hard to let people in because you don't trust people because they just want to use you.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people in our industry are assholes. So I think that's why I was so excited when we clicked because I was like, man, it's so nice to have somebody that you can talk to that's in this industry that understands how you feel.
Yeah.
And, that is in the same, that can understand the loneliness of it.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's also like, you don't want to bitch and sound ungrateful because
For
you
sure.
are, but at the same time, it's...
That doesn't mean that you're not human, you know, and just because you are successful. And I think that's where a lot of people on the internet are like, oh, you have this fame, you have money, everything's great. More money, more problems.
Yeah.
Like people don't understand that. And me and my husband talk about it all the time. And it's like, you literally get secluded on this little island of people, half the people you don't like, half the people you don't want to talk to. And you have like maybe a small percentage of people that you can be around. And it's not a bad thing for you to feel lonely, but you don't ever have to feel lonely. You can always text me. Yeah. But I literally have my crew and that's it. Like I don't let anybody else in either because you can't fucking trust people. People are so untrustworthy. And the one time you do something wrong, they go straight to the internet.
Oh yeah.
Clout chasers.
Yeah.
What's the craziest rumor you've ever heard about yourself?
My husband and I divorced. That was an MSN article the other day. I was divorced. Matt Mathews and husband divorced, and I'm like, we literally just built a house. Like, what are you talking about?
I call those out anytime something like that gets posted.
Oh, I posted it. I was like, "Are y'all on drugs?"
This is a lie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The craziest thing probably is that I've made up my whole life. Like that it's not real.
Me too. People say that about me.
Yeah, I didn't live in a trailer park. I didn't live in the projects.
Yeah.
My mom's not an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Like I made all that up for just to get views.
Literally, people tell me the same thing. I'm like, do you think that I'm going to tell people that I was a fucking hooker? I would have been a fucking doctor if I was going to make up my past.
Yeah.
You know, like the way that people like try to shame you for your upbringing is crazy. Like it's just wild.
The craziest thing to me is like the AI shit now.
Oh, that shit's weird. That shit's so weird.
People are like taking videos of me and people are getting scammed thousands of dollars. This lady came to my show the other day and she's sitting like third row and she's like, hey. And I'm like, hey. She goes, it's me. And I'm like, it's you. There's a video on my Instagram. I was like, what? I was like, are you okay? And she's like, it's me. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? She had been talking to somebody this whole time and she thought she was talking to me because they're using AI videos and you can see like it was actually a cameo that I had done for someone and they had used AI to change what I was saying.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, this is the craziest shit. How is that legal?
But first of all, how do people fall for this? Because it doesn't look real.
No, it doesn't.
People get scammed all the time from Jelly and Bunnie accounts also. And I feel so bad for you guys. Like I will never ask you for money.
Never.
Two, never send money to anybody ever. But please pay attention.
Yeah.
Because you can tell when shit's not fucking real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
I hate when I post something on Facebook and every single time somebody comments, Matt Mathews private, Matt Mathews fan.
I block them.
I'm like, I block them too, but you can't. Like, there's so many.
So many.
I'm like, I could hire somebody full time to sit there and block accounts.
I know.
It is insane.
And now they have these new accounts that are on Facebook that are like news outlets, but they're not really news
and they're not
outlets.
real news.
Like they literally one had the fucking TikTok in her uproar saying that my husband said that he hates gay pride and all this other stuff. And it's like, my husband never said that. And people really believe this shit. Yesterday, they said that I was attacking Sydney Sweeney because of her jeans out or something like that. And I'm like, are you guys morons? And there's like 1,000 comments of,
and they believe it.
Oh yeah, we're not taking advice from a hooker. And like, didn't she used to sell her ass? And I'm like, yeah, to your dad, Mike. You know, it's like people
and still made more money than you, hoe.
Literally, and people just fucking stop. Just stop believing everything that you read on the internet.
It is absolutely insane to me.
In the business that you're in, do you always feel like you have to be on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I meet somebody, if somebody comes up to me in public for a picture or they stop me, like I feel like number one, I will never say no.
Yeah.
And I will never be ugly to anybody because if it weren't for those people, I would not be here.
Yeah.
So I'm so thankful for them. But at the same time, I know that they expect me to be farm chores. Yeah. Or they expect me to be the comedian on stage. And I tell people, I'm like, when I'm on stage, it's a part of who I am. Mm-hmm. Like that is who I am. That really is me, but it's just a part of who I am. And I'm performing, you know, like that is a performance. Yes. When I'm on that stage, I am performing. This is not a conference. You know what I mean? I'm not just reading a script. I am performing.
Right.
And so when you meet me in the grocery store, I'm not going to be that ridiculous. You know what I mean? So I do feel like I have to be on a lot.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, nobody's ever going to say that I was rude to them.
Right.
But they may say like, oh, he wasn't the same in person.
Right.
Because maybe I don't, you know, that's the big thing that people say about me on the internet is that I talk black. I try to talk black. And I'm like,
you're a Southern
I'm
gay
Southern.
Man. Yeah.
And I'm gay as hell. Like, and I was raised in the projects and I did go to an all black church. I was the only, you know, but then they're like, oh, well, your accent changes. Okay, well, I can talk like this or I can talk like this, you know, but
it
it's
sounds
like,
the same to me.
It's like, it's our customer service voice.
Right.
I tell people, if you don't have different voices from when you're hanging out with your best friends or when you're, you know, doing an interview, then you need to learn how to do an interview voice so that you can get a fucking job.
Right.
You know, like,
right.
So that's the crazy thing to me is I'm like, why would I act to be, you can only hold a false person or like this personality for so long.
Oh, I tell everybody, I'm like, listen, I love you. What you see on the internet is me in the comfort of my own home, in my own studio. In person, I am shy. I'm quiet. I have anxiety. You're judging me. I know you are as soon as you walk up to me and ask for a picture. So I'm like, if I'm not who I am online, just know that it's just, I'm a lot more reserved in person. I just don't set people up for failure. I'm like, look, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Don't expect much. You'll be disappointed.
What kills me is when they come up to me and they're like, get up. It's time to do farm chores. And I'm like, that is the cringiest thing to me. I'm like, please. Or they'll be like, did you do farm chores today? I'm like, no, I'm off. Like, I'm at a comedy show. What the fuck? Do you think I'm in Seattle? Do you think I did farm chores? That part makes me cringe because I'm just like, but I mean, it's like, I'm sure people will come up to you and, you know, like any kind of
what
do
they say? What
phrase.
Do they say? What is it that the ask, tell, confess. Because I do.
What?
Mathews.
They whistle.
So I do this thing where I'm like, we have another segment called Ask, Tell, Confess.
Okay.
And I've literally had Ask, Tell, Confess since I had my Instagram 10 years ago, but we just moved it to our platform about a year ago. And so the opening, I'm always like, welcome to Ask, Tell, Confess. So I say that. So people come up to me all the time, and that's what they do.
I can't do it. Did I do it?
Yeah. You did it.
Hey!
You did it. Ask, tell, confess. So yeah, that's what they come up and say to me.
Yeah, and it makes you cringe, don't it?
I mean, I'm just like, I'm not doing it right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do it whenever I have to film 5 in a row.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your music, because I know that Jewel actually had a really big impact on your music career, which you and I had this conversation. And should I even tell the story or no?
Yeah, tell it.
Okay. So, and listen, Jewel, you're a beautiful human. I have always looked up to you. This was just a moment in time. And I completely understand where she was coming from now that I live the life that I live. When I met Jewel, this was when the Palms was huge in Vegas. And I think I was like leaving Ghost Bar or something. It was in the middle of the night, 2:00 in the morning. She's walking in the casino by herself. And I'm walking out of this club and I see Jewel. And then this is like when she was huge and like, I couldn't believe it. And I was just like, oh my God, Jewel. And she was like, you know, like she had gotten caught. And I was just like, hey, can we take a picture? And she was like, rolled her eyes and goes, one picture right now, right here. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. And I ended up leaving her, and I left that encounter with her for the longest time, for years. I was like, dude, Jewel was a bitch, you know? But now that I'm in this lifestyle,
You
and
understand,
she could have been going through a fucking divorce in the middle of this casino. She could have been on her period. She could have been there could have been a million things that were going on, you know? Granted, she could have been a little nicer. But when you told me your story about how much she helped you, I was like, oh, maybe she does have a heart, you know?
Well, and that's kind of why I said I will never be ugly to a fan.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, let me never say never, because you might catch me on the right fucking time, you know? But I really try to never be ugly because
and it's hard. There's
will
sometimes you'll be in
that.
tears and people will come up to you and you have to like,
and you have to be
suck it
like,
up.
okay, hi, how are you? You know? But they remember that for the rest of their life. You're not going to remember them, but they will remember you for the rest of their life.
Yes.
And
people won't remember times or situations, but they'll remember how you made them feel. Yeah.
And so that's why I really try to always be kind, because it costs $0 to be kind.
Yeah.
And I remember I grew up, I was obsessed with Jewel.
Yeah.
Obsessed
with her. I had the same tooth as her.
Like, I mean, literally, I grew up so just like, I thought she was the best artist. Like, I thought her music was just incredible. I mean, I loved her so much.
She really is a talented artist.
She's incredible.
Yeah.
And I remember she followed me on Instagram. And I don't fangirl over people. You know, we're people. Like, we just have a career that you see. But I don't fangirl over people. I don't like, You know what I mean? Like it's that to me is just like it is what it is.
I did fangirl over Anna Nicole. She was the only one that I fangirled over when I met her.
Yeah. Well, Anna Nicole Smith was Anna Nicole Smith. But so I've never really fangirled over people. And I was laying in bed one night and I was just scrolling and I looked at my Instagram and I saw Jewel, blue check mark, followed me. And I like fell out of the bed. I was screaming. My husband was like, ran back. He was like, what's wrong? I was like, Jewel followed me. Like she came to my hometown and did a book signing. And I went to the book signing by myself. Aww. Like read her. I was always a fan.
Yeah.
And I mean, never like, I'm not a crazy, like I'm not stalking you, that kind of fan. But I just always like really, really looked up to her as an artist. And I was like, oh my God, she followed me. And I DM'd her. And I was like, I swear I don't fangirl over people, but I just fangirled so hard. Aww. I was like, you don't know how much this means to me. And she was like, oh, I'm such a fan. And I was like, aww. What? So
that's like your hero telling you that she's a fan of you.
Literally. And she was like, gay men are my favorite. Aww. Her best friend is a gay man.
Yeah.
And so we started talking, just, you know, kind of how you and I did. We just started talking back and forth. We exchanged numbers. She was like, hey, I'm playing in Rogers, Arkansas with Melissa Etheridge.
Melissa's been on the podcast. I fucking love Melissa Etheridge and her wife.
She is so talented.
Greatest humans.
I loved Melissa Etheridge as well. And so they were playing in Rogers, Arkansas at the Walmart Amp. And Jewel was like, why don't you come out and sing with me? Aww. I was like, what? I was like, are you kidding me? And she was like, yeah, why don't you come out and sing with me? And I was like, absolutely. I can't turn that down. So we got on the tour bus. It was like 8 o'clock at night. And we drove 8 hours to Rogers, Arkansas. And we got there and we had never met in real life. We had only talked, you know, texted and things like, and voice memos and things like that. And we got there and she knocked on my door and I opened the door. She was like, you got a cup of sugar? And I was like, and she came on the bus and she had her guitar and she was like, we're going to sing this song that we didn't. She was like, I don't want to sing a hit with you. I want to sing a hit I want to sing a song that's going to offend people. I'm like, okay. And she's a funny bitch.
Yeah.
She's hysterical. And she was like, let's sing this song that's going to offend everybody. And I'm like, okay. I was like, I've never heard this song before. So she gives me a piece of paper. She's like, here's the song. I'm shitting myself that I'm about to sing in front of Jewel. You know, never met her. It's not like we're best friends. And I'm sitting on the couch. Jewel is sitting next to me playing the guitar and I'm about to sing this song with her. And I start singing and she stopped. And she was like, she said, bitch. I was like, ma'am, what did I do? And she was like, you can fucking sing. And I was like, I sunk down into the couch. I didn't hide how much I was. I was like, I'm not hiding this. This is everything.
That's the confirmation you needed.
It was. So I went out and I sang with her, and then she called me.
What song was it?
So it was a song called "Stop Hating" or "Stop Hating Hate" or something like that. And it's like the song is like, stop saying the word faggot. Stop saying like.
How do you sing that? I want to hear this.
I'm trying to think how it even goes. Oh, so it's like, my pussy ain't weak. Can you handle that? So stop. So what is it? So stop calling men a pussy like that. I don't need young girls to think that even their sex organs are weak. So stop saying pussy. And while I'm at it, you can stop saying faggot. It really is time. I think we've had it. And so it's like, just like all these things of like stigmas of like, quit saying these things. Never sang this, never heard the song. So I'm holding a piece of paper.
And by the way, you sounded great.
Oh, well, thank you. But I'm like, have this piece of paper and I'm singing the song on stage with her. And it was incredible because she like, I'm thinking nobody's going to know who the fuck I am, right?
Right.
And so she calls me out on stage and like the crowd starts screaming and I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like it was just incredible. And then she called me back out to yodel because I can yodel. And so she's like,
yodel right the fuck now, Matt. Do it now. Yes. We're obsessed with yodeling.
Are you really?
We love it, dude.
So we yodeled.
Carly Pierce was on the podcast 3 days ago.
Yodel?
And she can yodel, but she wouldn't do it for us.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll do it for you.
Oh, God, I can't wait. Woo!
Let's see. What's the song?
God, I'm excited.
The song is well, chime bells are ringing, yodelay-tee, mockingbirds are singing, yodelay-yodelay-tee. Hush,
My
little
nipples are hard.
lover, yodelay-tee, upon a summer's eve. Yodelay-tee, yodelay-tee, yodelay-yodelay-tee, 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 yodelay-yodelay-tee.
Oh my God. I love that. I have goosebumps.
I've never done that for anybody.
That is so cool. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that. How did you discover, where the did you learn how to yodel?
Jewel.
Wow. So she yodels too?
She yodels. She grew up in Alaska.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like yodeling was their family thing. Like they all yodeled.
Right.
And I was so obsessed with her that she could do it. So I had to teach myself how to do it.
Oh my God.
And so I told her that I could
so
yodel.
good.
And she was like, wait, really? So I'm on side stage. We had already sang together. And she said, somebody in the audience yelled, yodel. And she was like, oh, you want me to yodel? And they were like, yeah. And so she was like, Matt, get your ass back out here. And I went back out there and we yodeled together. And I was just like, what the fuck?
Oh my, I got goosebumps.
And
that is so cool.
It was crazy. And then afterwards she was like, Matt, you got to do music. And I was like, I'm too scared. I don't think I'm good enough. Like, I don't think that I can.
You're very good.
And so she put me in touch with her producer here in Nashville. And I had like a list of songs that I'd written. And I came to Nashville and I recorded them all. And we just literally got all the masters back literally 2 days ago. So the
Start
record
sending me stuff. I want to hear.
So I never sent you anything because I didn't want you to think like, oh, he's sending me music because my
husband sends me music all day long. Send me music.
Like,
I'll tell you if I like it or not.
But you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want you to think, oh, like he's trying to get into music or like he wants to be, you know what I mean?
No,
like,
I wouldn't think that at all.
So I didn't want to ever do that because I was like, no, I don't want her to
My
think
husband
that.
sends me his tracks all the time because I'm not a Jelly Roll fan. I never have been.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell my husband straight up, do not put that on your album. This is terrible. And so he loves that because he'll talk shit and be like, you my algorithm, but he really loves the fact that he'll send me tracks and I'll be like, yes, no. And he really listens. He won't put them on the album if I don't like them.
That's what I want too, is somebody to be like, this is really good or this is not good.
I
Because
will
people
always
don't
be
usually do
honest.
that, you know? And so now Sloan and like everybody at WME, there's such a big country music, they have a hold on that. And they're like,
shout out Sloan, we love you.
Shout out, we love you, Sloan. They're like, Matt, your voice is so unique and it's so good. You have to do this music. But we don't know where your music's gonna fall because it's not like pop country.
Yeah.
It's more folk. Like they're like, it's very much Jewel.
But do you think that you could do like a Jewel mix with like Tyler Childers? Because Tyler Childers is kind of folk music in some ways.
And that's kind of what I feel like my music is similar to. So that's kind of like where we are right now is, you know, they're like, oh, Matt, your music is incredible. But it's probably not going to be mainstream enough. It's not going to be on the radio. It's not going to be, you know, this, and this. Your voice is incredible. The music is incredible. We just don't know where it's going to land. We don't know where it'll live.
Well, lucky for you, you have a cult following that will probably blow their minds.
Well, I hope. But I also don't want to get my hopes up, you know, because like that was...
Have faith in yourself, though.
That was always what I wanted to do. And so to just put the record, just to make the record was just for me.
Would you ever mix music in with your comedy shows?
Yeah, so I have a little bit. Jewel actually tells me she thinks that I should sing my songs on stage while I do my comedy. Like either before or after or like some way do it that way. But I'm just like, how do I go from like talking about sucking dick to writing to this beautiful ballad? You know? Like,
right.
How do
you
do
mix
that?
it in? Yeah.
You know, because
like Josh Adam Meyer and Josh Wolf, those are all friends of ours. My husband's like really entrenched in the comedian world and they sing a lot of stuff online, but it's funny stuff.
Yeah, see, my music isn't funny.
Right.
And that's what I wanted was like, I wanted to show people a different side of me, like not the funny side.
Right.
I
you want to
think
separate
parody,
church from state.
Yeah, I think parody music is so corny.
Right. Like Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, I think it's so corny.
I do
works for people.
I do it every Christmas. I drop a Christmas song every year and it's...
But I feel like that's different because it's Christmas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like now there's right now in the show that I perform at the very end of the show, I perform an acoustic ballad of My Neck, My Back.
I love that. Have you ever put it on TikTok?
No.
Why not? It will go fucking insanely viral.
I'm just, here's the thing. You can tell me I'm not funny and I'm like, I know I am. But you tell me you can't sing and that'll hurt my feelings.
Matt, put my neck, my back acoustic on TikTok and watch how much it fucking blows up. I'll use it 10,000 times if I have to until it blows up. It will blow up. I promise you.
Oh, God.
I promise you. Please.
Okay.
You gotta have faith in yourself, dude. Look how much you've done already.
I know.
Look how much you've done already.
It's scary.
It is very scary putting yourself out there. But dude, you got Jewel co-signing you. You just yodeled for us. Like, you've got talent, dude.
Ugh, that made my stomach hurt.
No, it was so good. What do you mean? My nipples got hard. I was turned on. I never thought I would.
Mathews made Bunnie's nipples hard.
I never thought that I would get turned on by a yodel, and I was completely turned on. Like, it was amazing.
It's just so scary.
It is scary.
Because it's such a serious thing. You know, like it's very intimate. And like, I wrote a song called Under Trailer Lights.
Aww.
And it's like, it talks about my mom and like living in a trailer. And like, that's like, WME is obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like.
Because you feel so vulnerable. Yeah. It's crazy though, because you wrote a book.
Yeah, I know, but that's different.
Yeah.
That's so different.
So this is your, that one thing that you're going to
When we're off camera, I'll let you hear it.
Okay.
But I'm like.
Well, send it to me. Yeah, send me all your stuff. So do they want to drop it soon, or is that going to be like your first single?
So they want me to take label meetings.
Okay.
And I'm like.
Why do you have to sign with a label?
I don't have to. And that's what I'm saying. But they want to do it. I mean, because my publicist is very. I'm the only comedian that my publicist has.
Right.
Like, she's worked with several big comedians.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, we want to bring on another comedian, but they wouldn't just sign anybody. So she represents massive country stars, you know?
Right.
So she was like, I really want to work with you. She doesn't take on anybody. So it was an honor for her to want to work with me. So I signed with her. And then obviously now WME. And so they want to be very strategic about it. And I was just going to throw the shit out there. Yeah. And just be like, here you go.
Do the Jessie Murph, man. That's what she does.
God, I love her.
I know, she's the sweetest.
I love her.
She will literally throw music up and it will go completely insanely viral. It'll chart, all that stuff, and she'll never release it. Mm-hmm. Like, but just to get your name out there.
What she does that I will never do is, and that's the biggest struggle that I had, was I see all the artists that are blowing up with music, is because they get their phone and they get the sound and they lip sync it. And I can't do that because it is the cringiest shit to me. Mm-hmm. And they're like, when you release a single, you got to be posting every day with that.
My
and
husband
I'm like,
can't do that either. He hates it.
Do that.
Yeah, he's the same way.
So I'm like, how do I post the music without making these videos?
You do other things. He'll like, post a concert clip, or like post a vulnerable moment you're having with a fan, or like, there's so many other ways to market it to where you're not having to sing in your camera.
Yeah, because I'm just like, I'm not 22 years old, like doing a TikTok with my song. Like, I just can't do that.
I get that.
Like, it's so cringy to me.
What would be your dream collab So I'm sorry, he's over here just sawing logs. What would be your dream collab that you would be able to work with? I mean, you
music or comedy?
With music.
Music
and comedy. Let's do both, music and comedy.
Well, I mean, we're already both coming out of retirement, so for photography, obviously,
yeah, baby, I'm gonna get these titties out. I can't wait.
I don't think we're ready for what that could be. Music, I feel like I've already performed with Jewel, but like we had talked about doing a duet together. Mm-hmm. But she's been doing this for so long that she's just like, I don't want to work anymore, Yeah. So she's kind of out. Music. I really love right now. I'm really loving Jessie. I think she's so good.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I love her new album. I really love that. I really love.
Oh,
he is going at it. I wonder if you can hear him in the microphone.
No, we usually edit it.
So I'm trying to think who I'm just like really, really obsessed with right now.
Male or female?
Male or female.
Mm-hmm.
I really love Ella right now.
Dude, Ella is so saucy. I love her.
She and I are good friends. Well, we've talked about that. You know that we're friends. We're both from Alabama.
Yeah.
won't go there. But so yes, I think Ella's great. I don't know that she's my dream collab by any means, but man, that's hard.
So we got Jesse and Ella.
We got we're the total opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, well, Jesse's going a more sexy way, and then Ella's going more country
Elvis.
Darling.
God,
Yeah,
I love Elvis.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. I just feel like this era for Jessie is, she's so young.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna see this era and 10 other more as she goes through her thing. So nobody get married to the idea that she's going to be prancing around like Priscilla Presley next year.
No,
she's going to be a completely different human.
No. Yeah.
As she ages, she's going to evolve into different eras of her life.
I also am really I really love 90s grunge.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Like Pearl Jam,
I've really
Nirvana.
been on a Limp Bizkit kick lately.
Oh, we love Fred. You know Fred's in Nashville.
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, I talk to Fred all the time.
I posted a barrel race, a barrel race, and I posted a barrel racing clip the other day with the keep rolling.
Yeah. I saw it. I was like, this is hot.
Yeah, I'm like, I love that. It just really reminded me of it's very nostalgic.
Yeah, Fred's out here in Nashville. He lives here.
Bush. Bush.
Yes,
not the Bush.
Gavin Rosdale.
Not Bush, but the
Rosdale.
band Bush.
Yeah.
Those
are all
Nirvana.
great. Those are all great.
But Kurt Cobain's dead, but it's fine.
There's always Courtney Love. Courtney Love was amazing. I loved her.
Her daughter, their daughter, followed me on Instagram.
Frances, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. She married Tony Hawk's son. Like what two just like empires.
Yeah. Kurt
Cobain and Tony Hawk and their worlds coming together and they had a baby together. Like wild. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions to close out. You've built this empire from scratch. What's something that you wish more people knew about the hard work behind the scenes?
How much work it is. Mm-hmm. People think that, you just blew up on the internet. You just got successful overnight from videos. You don't realize just how much work we put into this.
And how hard it is to maintain.
You
know how many people go up and then straight back down?
Yep.
To be able to go up and keep coasting and keep growing is very hard.
That is the hard. Number one, how much money I've spent, on my team, on publicists, on managers, on agents, like the amount of just like blood, sweat, and tears that go into it, and then to stay there.
Yeah. Was there ever a time that you almost gave up, like creating content?
No. Never almost gave up because what the fuck else am I gonna do?
Right.
Like,
right. No, I feel the same way. I'm like, my husband's like, you feel like you can't ever take time off. I'm like, I can't.
That's how I feel.
Brand is online.
I feel like I can't ever take off.
Yeah. No, for sure.
They did ask me the other day. They were like, would you ever do like a destination show? And I was like, what do you mean? They were like
Love Island?
They were like going to they were like you and like several of your friends that are in the industry. And they were like, y'all like, you and Bunnie could go and do a podcast in Mexico, and we could bring Jewel and y'all do a song together, and we could bring Kelly Osbourne and y'all have like sell all like a cruise almost.
Yeah.
And I was like, WME asked me that, and I was like, oh, well, I've never thought of it, but it sounds fun.
I mean, I'm down.
I'm like,
I'm down.
Go to Mexico and like get a vacation with your friends and get to work. Sure.
Get to hang out with Kelly Osbourne. I'm totally down. I love Kelly so much. She's so sweet. Is there anything that fame has given you that you never expected?
It has given me, number one, it has given me clarity on who I am as a person. Because everybody thinks that fame changes you.
Right.
And for a lot of people it does.
Money doesn't, what is it? Money reveals character.
Yes. And I think that is one of the things that I have always, like, being humble is a very, very strong driving force for me.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to change because people know who I am or because I have money.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. Like I always want to stay who I am. And that's what a lot of people are like, are you ever going to move to Nashville? Are you ever going to move to New York or LA? And I'm like, no, I live in bumfuck Alabama still.
Yeah. You'd never leave Alabama?
I mean, if I had, like, if there was the right opportunity, maybe. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, I'm 2 hours from Nashville.
Right, from everything.
So I'm 2 hours driving here to you, or I can get on a flight 2 hours to New York. You know what I mean? Like, if I have to go do a role or in a movie or a TV show, or if I got something like that and I had to go work for a little while, that's fine. But I'm always going to go back to my country,
to your roots,
to my house. And I think that is a part of what has kept me who I am.
I love that so much. And last thing, if your animals could talk for 30 seconds, what dirt would they spill on you?
That I am.
If there was any scandal that any of your animals could leak, what would it be?
Well, damn, bitch, if I tell you, then why then it ain't
we
no
want to
scandal.
know. Inquiring minds want to know. We need the headline, Matt. Give it to us.
Any scandal? Well, nobody ever comes to my house, so there's no like. I really be in that robe with no underwear on. People think that's a joke. That's the real deal. I really be cussing my husband out.
Where is hubby? Is he at home?
He's at home. Yeah.
Is he at home?
Yeah. I'm honestly very boring.
I am too. I get it.
I don't like, the whole, what is the biggest lie? I don't think there is one. Cause I figured it out. What is my biggest lie?
Yeah.
When I was looking at gay porn, when I was like a young kid and my dad saw it and I told him I wasn't gay.
Oh.
Yep. And he's like,
but you were scared.
Yeah.
You were scared.
But I was looking at big dick on my dad's computer. And he's like,
how am I getting these pop-ups? Because back then you would get the pop-ups.
And he was like, well, son, are you gay? And I was like, no.
He's having his morning coffee and the pop-ups are just slapping him in the face.
Yeah.
I love it. Matt, tell people where they can buy tickets. Tell people where you're going to be. Tell them whatever you want to tell them, where they can find you on the internet, see you, all of that.
MattMathews.com for all the tickets. Matt_Mathews for all of the socials. 1 T in the last name.
Yes.
Everybody
Is it 1
up.
T?
Yeah. Everybody puts 2 T's.
I always think it's 2.
Mm-hmm. It's very common for 2 T's, but only 1.
All right. Well, I'm glad you made that clarification. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I can't wait to have you back on. Come back anytime. My couch is always open for you.
Absolutely.
And you're going to have to teach me how to yodel.
Let's do it.
I want to learn how to, while we're doing boudoir shoot.
Okay. You want to make a TikTok and I'll teach you how to yodel? We'll do a TikTok.
Oh my God. I'm going to be like, Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Dumb Blonde. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.